can be identified specifically.
Whoa.
Wait, don't say anything yet. Okay, which is it?
C7,
It is T7. How do you know that?
process of elimination.
You taught us that.
The posterior part is bigger.
Yeah, the largest posterior tubercle. This is also a bit foreshortened up. When you look at it, you'll see a little spongy bone right there. The very tip is broken off, but even still, it's very big. The largest posterior tubercle and a rudimentary or absent anterior tubercle. So if I do this, I can feel a little bit of an anterior tubercle there. It's barely detectable right over here, and on the other side, there's nothing. It's got the largest posterior tubercle and a rudimentary or absent anterior tubercle. That says C7. It also has the longest spinous process, but if you just have this by itself, there's no way to distinguish it, from the majority of C6s because they also have a long spinous process. So when you have the two of them together, you can see this one's longer, but if you only have one, it is true that C7 has the longest spinous process, but that's relative, so you'd have to be able to check it against C6. But this is an absolute. There's only one with the largest posterior tubercle and a rudimentary or absent anterior tubercle. Okay, so this in fact is C7. So that's what you'd have to be able to say if I ask this one, which is likely I'm going to ask almost all of them on the test. You have to be able to say C7 for which one, and then be able to say for how you know it has the largest posterior tubercle and a rudimentary or absent anterior tubercle. So you have to have that in your neurological databases.
Should we say rudimentary or absent?
Yeah, rudimentary or absent, because it's rudimentary or absent. On this side, it's rudimentary. I can feel it there. You may be able to see a little bit of it there. But on the other side, it's absent. So most people's skeletons are a little asymmetrical. That's especially true in a person with scoliosis. So it's rudimentary on one side. This is in the same vertebrae, the same as one individual, and absent on the other side.
We have to say left and right, or it's okay, we can just write that down.
No, on which side it's rudimentary or absent would vary from one person to another.
That's what I'm spelling.
Could we say that it's significantly decreased?
Well, I think rudimentary or absent significantly, and rudimentary doesn't mean the same as significantly decreased. It's rudimentary. rudimentary. It's a good word to know, just for general vocabulary purposes.
I appreciate it.
Yes, this is included free at no extra charge, just to increase your vocabulary. If you want to look up words, I recommend the online resource called thefreedictionary.com. It's free, and it's probably the most complete online dictionary. It's missing some things, but it happens to be very complete. And it's practically an encyclopedia. If you want to go a little more further, it'll go further. Discuss, have more discussion.
Thank you.
But that's a good resource. It's better than, you can get Merriam-Webster online. You can try different dictionaries, but it's not as good. And Merriam-Webster is basically running a popularity contest on words. So if most people want the words unique and unusual to mean the same thing, then they say they're synonyms.
Yes.
They just let things slip. And if most people want hypothesis and theory to mean the same thing, which they don't, then they say those are synonyms.
So they're not synonyms?
Say again?
They're not
No,
synonyms?
they're absolutely not. You have to have me for Bio 7 to learn about it.
Oh, okay.
A hypothesis means an educated guess, which is predictive, but which hasn't